Hey gang, welcome back. Today I'm going to teach Matilda corkscrew one or mild corkscrew. And we're going to start with one that's, I don't know if it's anything classical, but it's definitely a variation or a modification to the mild corkscrew. So I'm going to have Matilda lay on her back. Now you might want to, for yourself or a client, if they don't have the shoulder expansion or their shoulders are too rounded, what will happen is their chin will lift. And you might want to give them a little head pad because we do want them to connect to the front line. And if their chin's lifted up, they're going to be connecting to the back line, which is not really the idea of this exercise. So I'm going to have her bring her knees into her chest. And I would prefer if her knees were somewhat over her belly button maybe, and then straighten her legs only to where she can kind of maintain where she's holding her legs with her center. What happens too often, if we are really tight in the back line of the legs, they'll end up way over here. That's just way too grippy on the hip flexors, and that can go into their SI joint. So it's better that they keep it, I say, over the belly button. That's just a cue, and that her legs are together no matter what, whether they're bent or straight. And then I can guide her with my hands. So what will happen is people will twist. They'll end up dropping their legs. Don't let that happen. Like if this was the windshield wiper and this was the windshield, she has to stay on this side of the windshield as she twists and rolls all the way up to, maybe we can say her sternum. And then she exhales and she rolls all the way back to her tailbone. So she twists from the bottom of her spine up to somewhat her bra strap, and then she melts her bra strap all the way back to her tailbone. So you could think of this as like a sideways rollover. So you're like going from the bottom of the spine to the top, and then she rolls back from the top to the bottom. Now she's doing a fantastic job of keeping this nice and organized. So now her shoulder girdle is stable and her lower half is more mobile. But I would say like the lower 3/4 is mobile. So that in itself is working rotation. As well as some belly tone. So in our previous video, we did single leg circle. That would be even a precursor to this. So you can look back on that and get the information on that exercise. So this again is sort of the next step up. And then the mild corkscrew, she's thinking of there being a clock on the roof, and she can make it a small clock or a big clock, but we'll do maybe small first. Okay. So her hip is the leader, not her feet. So we're going to twist her hip and her spine to go from 12 to 5, and then exhale from 5 to 12 and come back to center. The other thing that we're looking for, what she is doing, this is like one, not two legs, like a mermaid tail, and she's twisting over onto her hip, and then she's exhale, bringing it back to center. So her leg is very much a passenger, not the driver. And then her exhale. So you want the exhale to help bring you home. Now, she could go super big. She could go way over onto her hip. She can take her legs as low as the 100 position if her center would allow it, if her stomach and her back would allow it, and come back to center. So you have to figure out your range where you're opening up the hip joint and not going into SI joint, which we sort of covered in the double leg lower and lift, because that aspect of it shows up here. Now, we could wedge her. We could double wedge it, like we could put like two wedges side by side, and that would give her that tail curl. Now, if you have two of these, sometimes putting them side to side gives them, a bigger platform. This is a little smaller, so I don't want her really rolling off of it. But maybe let's just see how that feels. Yeah. There's her inhale from 12 to 5, or the first half of the circle, and her exhale. Right. And her feet are not sliding past each other. They're very much, her inner thighs are staying together. Yeah. And you can make it small, you can make it big. That's the mild corkscrew. Do you have anything else you want to say about that?
I don't think so. That feels pretty good.
It, yeah. Okay, that's all I can think of right now. Of course, you can ask more questions. We love answering them, and we'll see you at our next video.
Thank you.